Right, so a couple of friends of mine have been kind enough to bring their cars down today. We've got a lovely Laguna Seca blue, and we've got an even rarer, one of two in the UK, diamond metallic colour. So a big thank you to Laurie and to Boom for bringing their cars down to us. Of course, we've got mine. This video is going to be about M3s, E46 M3s. We've got an SMG and we've got a couple of manuals, and we're going to be talking about what I like, what I hate, why I have this car in the first place, and more importantly, why I will never sell this car. Let's get at it. Mine, E46 M3 2002. Of course, these are all straight six engines, naturally aspirated, 3.3 litre? 3.2 litre. I've got the replica CSL wheels, and mine is of course the drop top variant. So yes, I guess you could say the coupes are more in demand and they're gonna fetch more money. Personally, I just want to see the sun. So this is why I've definitely gone for the cabriolet version. When it comes to colours, wow, this colour is absolutely something special. In the sun, it's a totally different colour. But if we're talking about colours that are different in the sun, get a load of this. This diamond metallic looks pink, it looks bronze, it looks silver, it looks a bit rose gold. Love this car. So my friend just recently bought this, and this is an SMG. So as you can see inside, it's the automatic variant. We've got the paddle shifts behind the steering wheel. This is a cool place to be. This, if anyone has got a cabriolet car, you know this is an absolute godsend. Wind deflector keeps you safe, keeps your ears safe, and keeps you nice and warm, and make sure you don't go deaf. Let's talk about the differences between facelift and non-facelift. So mine is the non-facelift variant. Mine's a 2002. You can see I don't have the LED rear lights, and oh my god, small change, but what a change. Love these LED rear lights. You can see Loz's car over there has also got them. Right, so you've joined me in my favorite spec of interior for the E46 M3. This is the Imola red leather in the car. It's got, I believe it's an extended leather pack, so it's got leather on the doors and it's got leather on the dashboard and whatnot as well. Oh, this is awesome. I love this. You know what, the best shot of this car you'll get is roof down, windows down, and you just see the grey on the exterior of the car and the red on the inside. I love it. Let's talk about the chassis of this car. The chassis of this car is, for me, is why I love it. So the early 2000s, the way technology was going, it wasn't so much how can we squeeze the most technology into a car in terms of driver aids. It was how can we squeeze the most technology into getting the best chassis possible, and that's what the E46 M3 delivers. And you can really tell it's not an incredibly long wheelbase, it's a firm chassis with enough roll in it to keep as flat as possible in the corners. So it's not so rigid that you're going around the bloody bends. I'm sorry to the Honda boys, but that's what a Honda is. It's a very rigid chassis, and there's not, and it's almost it squats that back wheel a bit too much where you want contact, and that's what this gives you. This gives you great four tires contact on the road because the chassis is just so well balanced. It keeps the car together on the road. This is all personal opinion, okay? I may be very, very wrong, but it's my personal opinion. So with that, let's go on and let's talk more about the E46 M3. What makes this car so special? So it's an inline 6-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. So that basically means 6 cylinders all in a straight line. So it's not a V no, it's not. It's not a V, mate. So it's a straight 6. I don't know. Right, so this is a straight 6 engine. It's 6 cylinders. It's naturally aspirated, so there's no wizardry going on to make it go a lot faster with the help of forced induction. That gives it a very linear power delivery. So you know and you can anticipate the power and the delivery of the power in the car, which makes it fairly predictable. And that's the joy of this car. Although it's a beast, it's not. It's actually very playable power, with the BHP figures being achieved fairly low in the RPM range. It makes it a very drivable car. So you're not going to go into a corner and hit boost and the back end's going to go flying. Actually, you're going to go into a corner and your linear power is just going to continue to be delivered, and that is really nice. What else do I love about the E46 M3? The suspension. This is sitting completely standard ride height, no spaces on the alloys, with the standard 19-inch OEM diamond cut M3 alloys, and it rides so smooth. You'd be forgiven for when you're in one of these in an OEM setup. You'd be forgiven for thinking you're just in a nice normal coupe. That's awesome, because you're not in a nice normal coupe. You're in a very capable high performance sports car. High performance, yeah, I'd say it's a high performance sports car. I love the squat, the stance, the curves, and the style of the car. I think that's timeless. This car doesn't seem to be showing its age. Actually, it now just looks like a very nice, beefy looking car, and I love the beefiness of this car. It really does look like a little pit bull on the road. I love that. Love that it's a convertible. Love that you can throw the roof down, you can get the sun in your face and the wind in your hair, and at the same time you can be going around corners at crazy speeds, because it is so well balanced. I love the MPG. I'm not even kidding. This is my most economical car. The E46 M3, driven sensibly, as in, you know, to the speed limit, having a bit of a laugh when you want to. This will get you 32 miles to the gallon. 32 miles to the gallon out of a 3.3 litre engine. That's quite highly tuned. I think that's awesome. I love that. Love the sound system in these cars. Harman Kardon sound system back in the early 2000s, and still to this day it rules the roost. It's a great sound system. It's inexpensive and it's not the craziest of option to put on a car, and it sounds great. I don't feel the need to update my sound system at all. It's absolutely brilliant. There's actually a subwoofer in between the back two seats as well that gives you the extra kick. So yeah, I love that. I do like that. I do enjoy that. Didn't massively enjoy driving an SMG gearbox. As you saw, it's a bit faffy. The gear change takes forever, and it's just not as involving. I like that this car actually wants to get you involved in the driving. What don't I like? I hate the traction control. It's really, I feel like it should have settings of traction control. I know the newer ones do, but that would have been awesome to have settings and levels of traction control, because with traction control on in this car, it's just on, and it's a bit too limiting. Sometimes you're like, look, I want to have fun but I don't want to die, and it's like, it's either on, you have to behave yourself, or it's off and you might die, and I don't like that. I feel like, give me some driver aids. I am after all a millennial. Am I a millennial? I was born in '89. I don't know if that makes me. Anyway, I would like some variance in traction settings. But nonetheless, that said, you can drive this car very fast with the traction on and know that you're going to be safe. It's not crazy tail happy with the traction on. Actually, it's very safe. It's happy and it's no problems at all. You just can't drive the way you want to drive and send it when you want to send it. I don't like the way on the cab the windows rattle when the roof is down, because obviously the windows take support from the roof. So when the roof is down and the windows are up because of wind, you get horrible rattling from the windows. I don't like that. I don't like the potential ownership costs of this car. They scare the crap out of me. So rod bearings and Vanos will cost you, I think, pretty much, I think there's some companies out there, you're looking at about £1,800. So when these cars get to about, I think, about 100,000 miles, it's recommended that you replace the rod bearings in these cars, because they get quite worn just by default, by design, I guess it happens. And yeah, that's a couple £1,000 job, and apparently there's no way of telling what the state of your rod bearings is. So am I driving a ticking time bomb? I don't like that. That really bugs me about these cars. And the owners, you're all idiots as well, I'm sorry. Because it's always, oh my God, I need to get my rod bearings done. It drives fine, it's not eating oil, it sounds great, you've got good power in it. So then why are you gonna do your rod bearings? I'm gonna get so much slate for that, I know I am, because it's good preventative maintenance. That's the problem. You should do them, and it is preventative maintenance. You'll save yourself an engine rebuild. But yeah, just driving a car thinking, oh, I should probably throw a couple grand at it and I won't know it until it's done, it doesn't wear well with me. It bugs me a lot. I hate the fact that there's no flipping cup holders in here. I mean, come on, it's supposed to be a sports car, but a practical sports car that you can drive and enjoy on a daily basis. Where am I supposed to put my coffee? Do not make me a car that I cannot put a coffee, a Lucozade, a Red Bull in the somewhere. The variant, the version after this, the cup holders come out of the dash and they're great. So you got cup holders. This, no cup holders. I don't understand. Do they think I'm a lizard that just doesn't drink? Yeah, you can get some cup holders to go down here in the middle, but it's an awkward place for the cups to be, and it's just no cup holder. Ya mug. You know what? It's really difficult to find things I don't like about this car because I like so much about it. I love the shape of the wing mirrors, I love the grills, I love the little bulge on the bonnet, I love the dash binnacles. I think they are timeless. It carries the BMW heritage from before and now, so it's like a middle ground. It's like, this is your quintessential BMW dashboards of today's age. This is what you'll recognize as a BMW dashboard, and I love it. Right, so here we are. We're inside my E46 M3, and I'm gonna talk to you and tell you what I like about it and why this car means so much to me. So firstly, I'm being followed by my two buddies in their M3s, and I kid you not, I am so smitten right now. I love the fact that I'm out with two closest friends with our hero cars. So why does the E46 resonate with me so much? It's actually nothing to do with cars. It's a personal reason dear to me. So when Laurie and I were kids, my cousins, my older cousins, got one of these factory fresh from new, and then it was the fastest car we had ever been in. So as the months went on with this car, and I was lucky enough to go with my uncle, my cousin, when we actually picked it up, it just overwhelmed me with just, wow, this is so fast. It sounds like nothing before. An M3 sound, an E46 straight 6 M3 sound is like nothing you've ever seen or heard before. And it's that very tinny, metallic-y sound from an E46 M3 that makes these just so well known. I love the fact that, by the grace of God, I've worked hard in my life and I've been able to achieve a childhood dream. Now, okay, fine, it's not a £100,000 car, and it's we say they're rare, but they're kicking about. You can buy one. Instead of buying your normal Ford Focus family saloon, you could go out and buy one of these and probably still have change for a holiday. It's what it means. It's what it means, and that's why I've started the channel. That's why I love doing what I'm doing at the moment. I get to really just delve into what cars really mean to people, and it's not just insane BHP figures or 0 to 60 draggy times. It's what it means to that individual and the story behind it. Anyway, so let's talk about some other stuff in this car and what this car is about. So being a naturally aspirated car, it means there is no turbo, there's no pops and bangs and whooshes and whistles. It means it's a very linear power delivery. So if I put my foot down, it's gonna be wah the whole way up, and it's linear. There's no, oh my God, there's the power band. There's no, holy shit, VTEC just kicked in, or I'm making full boost, now I can floor it. It's a linear power delivery and it's great. Now, you heard Boom's car earlier on. It's got a lovely Scorpion exhaust, gives it a bit more throaty sound. Personally, I'm not one to leave things OEM, as you already know. I would leave this OEM because I love that tinny sound, and it reminds me of exactly what this car should sound like, and I love it. Let's talk about coupes versus cabs. So the cabriolets are not fetching the same money as coupe. Why is that? It's because of the pedigree of the car. Real driving enthusiasts will say that the coupe is a lighter, more rigid, sturdy chassis. It's more stable around the bends and whatnot. I don't really care. I like the fact that the roof goes down. I love getting the the wind through my ponytail. And I love the look and lines of this when it's got the roof down. And I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me. A cabriolet with a hard top on top of it just looks pucker. So that's definitely a reason why I absolutely adore this particular car. Auto versus manual. So yeah, you can get these in auto, you can get them in manual, you can get them in... So the auto comes in two variants, SMG and SMG2. Basically, the SMG2 was a later model, and I believe it was a bit better refined. A lot of people say that the manual is the only way to go. Well, actually, Loz just bought his one recently, and we hunted tirelessly to find him an SMG one because he wanted SMG. Different strokes for different folks. So I don't think there is a better one. It's just what you prefer. If I was going to be brutally honest, the manual's a whole lot better. It's more responsive. It's a manual 6-speed gearbox. You dump the clutch, you go sideways. I have the short shift mod. I don't know what it's got. It's got a short shift to put in. So basically there's less play and movement between the gears. So the gear throw itself is a lot shorter. It's a must for me. I have it in all my cars. If it's a manual, I've got to get a short shift put in because I don't like the massive throw between the gears. What is more old school than putting your foot down, revving the clutch, and then sending it off down the road? That's what it is about this car. So for me, it had to be the manual, not just because I didn't want to live with the SMG clutch problems and whatnot. It's because I enjoy changing gears. For me, my cars that I have that I don't drive daily, I get into them, it's a sense of occasion, and I want to drive the wheels off the damn thing. Right, so first off, Loz, welcome to the channel, mate. Isn't this weird? Yeah, properly weird, isn't it? So, introduce Loz. Laurie and I have been best friends, brothers, cousins, family members for the entirety of our lives. So we've grown up together, and as I was saying, half the reason I love this car is because it's something that I've achieved with my family and my friends, and I love the fact that they've got them. So, congratulations on your car, man.
Cheers, bud.
Mum, we made it!
Mama, we made it!
What did we pay for this car?
12,500.
£12,500, 97,000 miles on the clock, full service history. I actually went with Laurie to buy this recently from a lovely gentleman down in St Albans, wasn't it? This is rare because one of two in the UK in this colour. You know you bought a pink car, right?
I know. But you know what? When we drove past, right, I was skeptical. I said I want to go see the colour, right? And I was really keen to get an individual type of colour because I like to be individual, right? And a bit rare and a bit different, right? But when we first drove past it, when we went to look at it, it was parked on the driveway. There was 3 of us that went to view it, and all 3 of us at the same moment went, wow.
Yeah.
We did, right?
Yeah, we did.
And that was the moment I knew, okay, I like this colour. We were just trying to find as much of an OEM as possible, you know, that's been well looked after.
In the best nick.
And in good condition.
Yeah.
And we know that these cars are a dying breed in that, right?
Yeah, they really are. They really are.
We just spoke about the price, and yes, there's a lot of people out there be like, wow, you got your pants pulled down.
Yeah,
you know?
Probably, yeah.
But
it's worth it.
The prices are going up, and
massively.
There's a lot of molested versions out there that are going for more. You know, so we were really just on the hunt, just trying to find
considerably more. Because I was saying, I mean, I'm seeing these up for £15,500–16,000 nowadays, and they don't even have the full service history that this does.
No.
This is unmarked at the body. The interior is gorgeous. Why SMG, Loz?
I've been driving a Mercedes for the last 4.5 years. It's obviously an automatic, and you know. Then I was like, you know, I'm quite lazy, so you know, I've quite liked my Merc, and then we bought an SMG M3, which is completely different to a Mercedes. I'm telling you that for sure, right? This is the second time I've driven the car today, and I've been trying to like learn to play around with it, you know. And it's a different beast, you know.
So the Merc is basically get in it, sit in it, and go, right?
Absolutely, bro.
And this
is. I don't know,
I'm still trying.
Learn it, you know. We're just doing some nice little straights down there. You put your foot down, this thing starts twitching. Yeah, you know, it's a lovely experience. But
it's quick.
It is quick.
It is probably fast.
It is quick. It definitely moves. We knew that when we Well, we knew that when we were buying the car, mate, because he wasn't hiding anything, was he, with the way that we took it on a test drive?
Yeah, no, he really wasn't. Okay, let's go sports, and then
Your sports
gearbox. So there's these SMGs have this button right here.
Yeah. So turn that up.
So then that makes it change the gears right at the top of the range.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look and see what this is like to send it down the road. SMG, here we go. Ooh.
That's the back rubbing.
Yeah, that's the tyre because it's quite low, isn't it?
Yeah. She moves, man.
Yeah, she does.
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted was an M3 that just moved the way that she moves.
Yeah, and it does rev match okay, actually, to be fair. So what I'm doing now is I'm lifting off between gear changes.
Yeah.
And letting it get its
And
gears.
you're using the thingies,
and
right?
I'm using the paddles, yeah. I love the way it drops gears. Love the sound.
When you drop a gear, this is what I was just playing with just now. When you drop a gear, you do get the pops.
Yeah. Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
That's so giddy. You know what? Just having driven this isn't like any other automatic I've ever driven. You actually have to understand how to let go between the gears, change gear,
You
let
still
it
have to
find
work
it.
for it. You can't. You can't be lazy in it.
Because you do, like you said, I think that's what it is. You do still have to work for it. And I like my cars where they demand something from me. And this is actually demanding.
This isn't an auto.
It
is an auto, but it's not an auto. You know.
Well, actually, I can't think I'll tell the guys, but this isn't actually an auto. It's the same gearbox as the manual, but it just has the SMG pump put into it and the wizardry to make it into an auto.
Yeah.
So it isn't like your average run-of-the-mill auto, which is supposed to be an auto.
Yeah,
this is a manual that's been made into an auto.
Reasons, right? I have bought this car because it genuinely is a car that I've always wanted.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. That's what I'm trying to
So I'm happy.
bring along.
Oh.
Oh, here we go. We've got another one. With that said, I think it's time for me to jump into a Laguna Seca variant.
Oh.
Lars, thank you very much for being on the channel. So here we are. We're in Boom's Laguna Seca Beauty. So you can straight see it's got aftermarket seats, which he is looking to have redone. The previous owner, for some reason, decided to have them done in this. I guess at some point it was Laguna Seca material, but hey ho. So what's different about this car to mine is that we've got the hardtop on top of it. So I had to bring you in and let you see what it's like and how much of a difference there is. And oh my god, there is such a difference. It feels like I'm in a coupe. It really does. All right, fine, there's still some cabriolet rattles. But that's the awesome thing about why I wanted the cab and why all three of us have the cab. It's because you can turn this cab into a coupe and go on a long distance journey without the wind and so on and so forth annoying you. Stick a hardtop on it for the winter. And there you have it. That's the E46 M3. That's what it means to me. I love it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that crazy stuff. I can't wait to give you more. We've got so much more in store. One more thing. We're going to be doing something slightly different. I want to give you the opportunity to choose my next video from my garage. So don't worry, we've got lots coming from different supercars and hypercars and tuned cars and classic cars. But from my garage, what do you want to see next? Do you want to see the E60 550i? Or would you like to see the E39 M5? Let me know what you think. Thank you very much, everyone.